Hey everybody, welcome to a WNBA State of Mind, and it's always my pleasure to have you, Alisa Scott, to run down the 2022 WNBA season thus far and the excitement that surrounds the league. The Aces are off to a smoking start. Atlanta, where you are the talk of the fans. Fred Williams is back as a head coach, but this time in LA. And this year, the WNBA makes plans to bring two new teams, two new cities. H-Town, of course, is going to be in the mix. Today we have an all-star cast of ballers, which makes for a great show. Welcome to the show, Scotty. What it do?
Thank you. Great to be here and to talk basketball, especially women's.
Yes, absolutely. Talk women's basketball. It's what we do. And, just to run down some of the things that are going on, just absolutely exciting in the league. You got, we got to slice this rumor, but we're going to come back to it. Can A'ja Wilson and Breanna Stewart be in the same conversation? And we're going to come back to that because that's going to be a little lengthy. Atlanta Dream, okay? They were in third. Now they're in fourth place in the East. Guaranteed that they're going to make the playoffs. But I can tell you, they're going to be the most feared team in the playoffs because whoever plays them might get bumped, okay? And the Sky are so lucky right now, okay? Actually, Washington is lucky. Washington is the lucky team. Okay, because they were third and put Washington, in fourth. So it's going to be a battle between third and fourth place. We got to definitely talk about Atlanta because that's the area that you're in. The league is looking to expand two teams by 2024. So we have just these great conversations. So let's circle back. All right, let's talk about the statement, okay? There was a statement that was made, and I saw it on Twitter, and I meant to take a snapshot of it, but I was like, whatever, I can retain this information, especially when it's about my team. There was a statement that was made by somebody on Twitter that A'ja Wilson cannot be in the same category as Breanna Stewart until she wins a WNBA championship. My question is, why is the WNBA the only measuring stick for success when it comes to people being compared to one another, when there's so many things that were going on prior to this league even forming? And this girl is a two-time NCAA champion. So how do you make a statement in regards to that? She can't be in the same conversation as her when she's already been successful before she even came into the league. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, I think she's beast moding right now. She is. And she has extended her range to 3-point. And I would say, just being fair to the statement, I'm not sure who said it, but prior to her 3-point shot, that's gonna get better and better, I would have said, Stewie's got an advantage on her because she just can, hit that three easy, walk into it. She's good mid-range, can, finish at the cup. But A'ja is a work in progress, and we all can see it each game that she gets better and better and better. And I think Becky Hammond is good for her, allowing her just to, do her thing, bringing that NBA spacing to the Aces, allowing everybody to shoot it if you're open. That's a good relaxing mentality for a team that may have been stifled a little bit in the past. So right now, I think it should be a moot point because A'ja's getting there. She's getting there. So that 3-point shot's just going to get better and better. So as far as her being compared to Stewie, they both were stellar in college. and they're doing their thing in the W. So Olympics, I mean, they got a lot of similarities. So yeah, it's normal for anybody to want to compare. So then, that's just my take on it all.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's not get it twisted. Bill Ain't Beer left her a gold mine.
Oh, no doubt.
Her a gold mine. She didn't inherit Phoenix.
Nope.
She didn't inherit Atlanta.
She did not.
She inherited the Las Vegas Aces, and half the battle, more than half the battle, 75% of the battle is getting them to buy into your philosophy, which she's done. And so, it's just smooth sailing from here. Like I said, I'm not going to get too high, get too low. We started out the same way last year, just tearing people up. I want our measuring stick, is when we get to the playoffs, can we turn it up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's got to be another level once you get to the playoffs.
And turn it, and then it just be done. Or do we, we keep on sticking forks in it to see if it's done? So, at some point in time, we've got to get to a point where, we're definitely the predator and not the prey. And so I look forward to what's going to happen with them switching it over. Okay. I got to go down there to Atlanta because this is where you are. So, you become my source because you go to the games when you get the opportunity to, and you're looking at the players and stuff like that because you have that eye. Of course, you were an assistant coach, and we're gonna talk about the expansion teams. So the Atlanta Dream right now is 4th in the East, okay? And are they the team to be feared in the playoffs? If the playoffs were today, okay, and they were to match up with whoever that they have to match up with for the first round, okay? And I can't even remember because we changed our format so much. I don't know if it's a 3-game series, 5-game series, okay? If there were a 5-game series, okay, somebody's in trouble. The Dream, they're a matchup nightmare, okay? Ryan Howard, Weezy, Parker in double figures, Ari McDonald, Christy Wallace is like a millisecond of a point away from averaging double figures as well. Okay. Yeah. And there's only a few teams in the league right now who have all 5 starters in double figures. Okay. Howard leads in points. She's shooting crazy 36% from the 3-point range. Parker leads in rebounds, blocks.
Yeah. They look good.
Is the vet down there, okay? So she gonna get in there and she gonna bang, she gonna give you the O boards. You got Ari leads in steals, all right? Wallace, she's shooting 37% from the 3. All of them are killing it from the 3. Okay? Ari shooting 34, Wallace 37, Wheeler 42.9, Howard 42.6.
Yeah.
They're a problem, man. And they're only gonna continue to get better. And the thing about it is everybody on the East Coast, it happens every single year. And they kind of get slumped around like this. Everybody has the same wins and losses. Now on the East and now on the West Coast, it's like that this year. Okay, well, you got the Sparks, Mercury, and the Link. They're all lumped around 3-7. Usually it's like that on the East Coast, but there's such a huge separation between the Fever, who's dead last 1-9, and then you got the Liberty 4-6, but Johannes is getting ready to come. That girl from Belgium is bad. Dream is 5-5, and then the Mystics are 6-4. So they're gonna keep on battling back and forth. I'm telling you, that 3rd and 4th spot. The Dream want that 3rd spot.
Oh, no doubt. And they've played the Mystics twice now and lost to them. So of those 5 losses, they got 2 from the Mystics. They seem to be more cohesive. I think Tanisha Wright has done an incredible job getting the pieces that she needs. She had nothing when she came. To me right now, I know she's got 5-5 record, but she's my coach of the year because of what she had, of all the things that she had to do and how they look. They trust each other. They are a little bit turnover heavy right now, but she does a great job of just reining them in when she sees a couple of turnovers, unforced turnovers, that is. And so they trust each other and they trust that staff. And they look good. I'm excited. The city's excited about what we have now. And we've got a few games coming up. Connecticut's coming back to town. You know, Courtney is on that team, so that's going to be great. The buzz is around the city about her coming back, and just how we look right now, and what what that staff has done, that complete staff has done. So Renee Montgomery and the rest of the owners, kudos to them for seeing an issue, problem, and then making something happen, making that change. And I think the change has been good. And we'll see here in a month where we are in Atlanta. So yeah, I try to be a season ticket holder and give back to the league that did some great things for me. So yeah, I love this team so far. So yeah, we could be a problem for anybody in the 5-game series.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And, Tanisha has to be pleased with the direction of the team. Mm-hmm. It just absolutely fantastic because she could be in Phoenix. Yeah. When I keep making reference to that, not to even pick on them, they have a serious situation out there outside of what's going on with BG. And God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. He shall help her and right early. He causes wars to cease to the utmost end of the seas. So bottom line is, God's got her. Peace be still. He's gonna handle the situation, and it's gonna be handled according to how He wants it to be done. So all we have to do is keep it prayed up. But let's elaborate a little bit on that Phoenix situation out there. Because they have a host of situations, not just the things that was going on with BG, but you had Skylar Diggs out, over there arguing with DT. It seems to look like it's okay, but deep down inside, I really know that it affected the team. It affected the chemistry that's going on over there. What advice can you give Vanessa Nygaard at this point right now? Scotty, you coached for the Houston Comets, which had a lot of heads. What advice would you give to her right now?
She's got it. She's got to get DT and Skylar together. She's got to get them on the same page. It's tough, her being a new coach and having those big personalities and alpha players on her team. Coach Chancellor did a somewhat phenomenal job with all the pieces we had. We had 6 or 7 alphas on the Comets, and it was tough. So, but she's got to get those 2 players together, and they got to get on the same page with her. They've got to be able to trust her. I think the trust has kind of slipped because she's young as a coach, as a head coach. And but I think you get those 2 together and make them realize how important they are to each other and the success for each other and that team as a whole. It's tough to even think about not having a huge piece. Your sister is out, not just out of state, but out of the country somewhere. So that's on all of their minds. And then to have all this other stuff. And, the media make it even worse than it could possibly be because they constantly are, saying this or saying that or, trying to look at a facial expression and tell us what it means versus what it actually could possibly mean. But if she could if there was any way she could get them together and get on the same page, then the rest of the team will follow those 2. and it's gonna be some. It's got to be some take back. You know, it's some. You know, it's give and take and everything. There's got to be a lot of take back from both sides, from both DT, who knows that she's right, and Skylar, who believes with everything in her mind that she's right. So and it's gonna be tough, and to do it in the middle of a season, not to have issues prior to the season that you could work on. This is an issue that happens in the middle of the season on top of something else. And so she's got to reclaim her locker room. And if she can do that, then, you know, they've got enough talent to get it done. But when you've got all those obstacles in your way and you know, it like you said, it looks like it could be all right, but your record is not showing it at all. And of course you're missing Brittany. You know, of course you're missing that piece. But yeah, there are issues for sure. There are issues.
And when you say that, you know, they gotta bring people together, it's easy to say, oh, we gotta get these people together. Okay, you saying that you had like 6 alpha personalities with the Houston Comets. What tactics did you use? Give some. Yeah. How did you bring those people together? What particular things did you do? Did you do Roshan Initiative? Did you go to the movies? What things can you do to like foster and develop team building?
Now let me say this also. The Comets were a different breed. Because we could disagree on everything. But once we got between those 4 lines, it was about winning. It was always about winning. That team loved to win more than they loved, this is my team. No, this is my team. They loved to win. So if you got that type of team and that type of mentality, you know, you can be dysfunctional for a while, but if you don't take care of it, it's gonna come back to haunt you. We split up players, so assistant coaches did a lot, and yeah, we had dinners, we went out, we did all kinds of stuff just to keep the peace and to get them together outside of those 4 lines. That was the most difficult thing, but once we got that happening, things were a lot better, let's say that. But you've got to have a different breed. You got to have a championship want. You got to have a championship heart. You got to have a championship mind to be able to have issues, be dysfunctional as a family, let's say, but still get it done, because winning is the ultimate.
Yeah, and that's a valid point, because when I was playing at Old Dominion University, I promise you, Medina Dixon and Tracy Claxton didn't get along worth nothing. So Stanley knew enough to get somebody involved, and we started doing ropes into initiatives. We started doing things. We started playing trust games. She did every single thing that she possibly can. And in 1985, we won a national championship with 9 players, and not everybody liking each other. So right. It could be done. It could be done. If you like each other, you don't have to like each other, but you have a job, get it done. And so that's
respect. You gotta respect each other enough to get it done.
Exactly. Flipping it to the as we're winding down, flipping it over to, you know, the league is looking to expand 2 teams by 2024, you know, and of course Houston is of course going to be in the conversation, because you know, all of the fans are like, oh, bring the team back, which absolutely would be awesome. But you know, the league is concerned is really about financial stability. There's a couple of cities, okay? You have Nashville, you got Oakland, you got Toronto, you got Portland, Philly, San Francisco. And to my disappointment, they haven't even considered Columbus, Ohio, which would be an absolutely fantastic place to have a team. They have 2 championships from the ABL with the Columbus Quest, and those people have been wanting basketball back for a long time. So if the investors that are there, that'd be an absolutely awesome place. Nashville would be a great place. ABL, also another ABL place, Nashville, Illinois. Michelle Marcini that played for that team. Oakland, okay, Alana Beard, okay, the group, former LA Sparks, okay, she has a group. Toronto needs to just either, excuse me, shit, or get off the pot. You talk too much. Decide what it is that you're gonna do. If you're gonna do it, do it. Come on, Drake, what are you gonna do? You're talking to us too much. Portland, okay, ABL, the Portland Power, okay, Nike, their money is stable, right? Period. So if they decide that that's what they want to do, hey, it's a beautiful thing because we know that Nike's money is stable. All right. So, and you know that Nike's team is going to be stacked. Philly. All right. Philadelphia. Of course. There was an ABL location. The Richmond Rage located from Virginia goes up to Philly. But let me mind you that Philly will boo you. Okay, they are one of those places that will boo the crap out of you. I don't care, just so you know that. Okay, but however, you got D. Staley, Wanda Sykes group over there who's interested, and their affiliation will be the Sixers. So, okay, that money is stable. All right. However, let's just make sure that the players have an area that they can reside. Okay, that was definitely an issue. All right. So, they got some great cities. They needed to seriously consider Columbus because they have the huge fan base. That's Katie Smith's, that's her spot there. And they would love to have her back. So, talk a little bit about that. How do you think about that to close out the show?
Well, I can't help but to want a team back in Houston. It would be great to have a place where those great alpha-minded players of mine can, put their jerseys, in the rafters. They have no place to retire their jerseys. It'd be great just for that alone. Amen. But the city of Houston opened their arms to us. We were winning, and they loved us. Unfortunately, Les Alexander and wanted to do something different as far as us being still attached to the Rockets, and I thought that helped us a lot. Once we went outside of it and got independent owners, it got a little. Well, the league had to take over the team, unfortunately. There's got to be some good backers if in fact, because I don't know if the Rockets will go back as far as having a partnership with us. So it's got to be someone who's got some deep pockets, who cares about the women's game. And it would be just, again, great to have a place for our players to hang their jerseys in the rafters. But I like Portland. The Fire was up there, even in the W. So we did it. They know about the WNBA in that area, along with women's basketball from ABL. I like the California teams, the Oakland, San Francisco. Obviously, with the Warriors, which is my favorite team. Let's get that straight. And we're gonna win this championship, this world championship. Let's go, Steph. Let's go, Clay. Let's go, Dre. Anyways, it'd be great if we could get a team up there. I think that would be incredible. Columbus was so hot. It was so hot. I was at Old Dominion coaching, and I stayed in that area just recruiting, and got a chance to see a lot of the games. And there were fans, man, and it was quality basketball. So yeah, that area is just hotbed for women's basketball. Dawn Staley is so hot right now. Anything she touches is gold. So Philly's got a big time play. They do. They had it. But as you said, as a coaching staff, as a player, you don't want to get booed. And that's not what we're used to. I'm going to just tell you that we're not used to, as players, as coaches, getting booed because of something we did or didn't do. And I know it's harsh in Philly, but it's great basketball. They got great. The fans are just harsh, but they love their teams. But they gonna tell you when you're not right. They gonna let you know. So, I even wanted. I know it's not a team that's on the list, or a city that's on the list, but New Orleans needs a team. That place down there wanted women's basketball. They support the men's basketball down there. It's a great area. And it'd be great to bring those people up, that community up also. So there's some good cities. I'm just excited we're adding on to the league. Give us some more focus, some more publicity, just spread it out a little bit more. And I hope we can put a lot of money, the league itself, in advertisement like they did when we first started. So people know that we are still a league. We're still going on, and we got a quality product. Because the game is the game's been left in good hands. We got some good players out there that are continuing to grow it. So
you're listening to a WNBA State of Mind. I got my girl Alisa Scott on here, former WNBA assistant coach for the 4-time national champion Houston Comets. Don't forget to download, upload, sideload, rate, and listen to on a regular a WNBA State of Mind on Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and all other pod platforms. Sammy Social, y'all. Elevate your game. One love.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.